In a world facing both climate and forced displacement crises, energy is more than a resource. It's a lifeline. It powers safety, dignity, and opportunity. That's why UNHCR and LONGi have partnered to bring renewable energy to communities forced to flee and to those who host them. It began in Termez, Uzbekistan, where a 700 kilowatt solar station now powers the humanitarian logistics hub, cutting emissions and operating costs while ensuring emergency assistance reaches 1 million people it serves when they need it most. A symbol of what's possible when innovation meets compassion. In Pakistan, the partnership grew. LONGi's solar solutions are now powering 3 health facilities that serve refugees and local communities alike. Every year, 870 tons of CO2 and around $500,000 in energy costs will be saved, helping families breathe easier and reducing pressure on local infrastructure. And now, in Brazil, a new chapter. Solar panels will support forcibly displaced people for a green transition, a model for how humanitarian response can drive climate action and solutions that foster education, ensuring traditional knowledge is preserved and further developed in the Amazon region. Next, in Cameroon, we are solarizing the Douala Emergency Stockpile, one of UNHCR's key regional logistics hubs. By solarizing its operations, UNHCR and LONGi are ensuring critical relief supplies can be stored and dispatched efficiently, with lower emissions and greater resilience, a further step toward a cleaner and more reliable humanitarian supply chain. Together, UNHCR and LONGi are proving that the private sector and humanitarian organizations can lead change, turning climate solutions into human solutions. Because when we power communities and critical facilities with clean energy, we power hope for people, for planet, for all.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests and friends. Welcome to this special event at the heart of the Blue Zone here in COP. We are here gathered today as a moment to respond to both urgency and opportunity. As the world turned its eyes to Belém, the first Amazonian city to host the UN Climate Conference, we are also turning our commitment into actions, right here where it matters the most. This session marks a milestone in a partnership that was built in a shared vision, that where sunlight touches, homes rise. That clean energy is not just resource, but a source of dignity, safety, and hope. Today, we are showcasing another tangible outcome on the collaboration between LONGi, the world leader in solar technology, and UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, a partnership that brings light, power, and resilience to local communities. Through solarized schools, health centers, and community spaces here in Pará, that initiated not only reduction of emissions, but strengthened climate adaptation, fostering green livelihood, and ensuring that no one is left behind in the transition for a sustainable future. In the next minutes, we will hear from leaders who are turning this vision into reality, and we will see how energy equity can become a foundation for climate justice. And you will witness how public-private partnerships and scale solutions are both inclusive and lasting. And now, my great pleasure to invite in the stage Mr. Li Zhengbo, founder of LONGi, president of the Central R&D Institute and chief technology officer of the Technology Management Center, to deliver his remarks. Thank you, Mr. Li.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Yeah. 尊敬的各位来宾、朋友们，下午好。
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen.
非常荣幸能代表隆基绿能，在 COP30这一关乎地球未来的重要时刻，与大家相聚在贝伦。
It's my honor to represent LONGi Green Energy at this pivotal moment of our planet, gathered here in Belém during COP30.
今天我想分享的主题是如何用一缕阳光为一个家庭点亮灯火，为一个社区带来希望，并为全球能源公平的愿景贡献我们的力量。
Today, I wish to explore a question central to our mission. How can a ray of sunlight illuminate a home, ignite hope in a community, and contribute to a vision of global energy equity?
能源不应是少数人的特权，而应是全人类的基本权利。然而，全球仍有数亿人生活在黑暗之中，其中难民和被迫流离失所者是最为脆弱的群体之一。
Energy should never be a privilege for the few, but a fundamental right for all. Yet, hundreds of millions of people still live in darkness. Among them, refugees and forcibly displaced populations are some of the most vulnerable.
他们不仅失去家园，更往往被排除在现代化的能源体系之外。正是对这一全球挑战的深刻洞察，促使隆基在2023年与联合国难民署携手，开启了这段非凡的合作伙伴关系。
They have lost not only their homes, but also access to modern energy systems. It was this global challenge that inspired LONGi to join force with UNHCR in 2023, embarking on an extraordinary partnership.
回顾过去，我们的合作已播下希望的种子。
Looking back, our collaboration has already sown seeds of hope.
在乌兹别克斯坦，我们为难民社区带来了太阳能，让人道主义物流枢纽用上了清洁电力。在巴基斯坦，我们为医院实现光伏化，确保了生命的诞生和疫苗的保存能在稳定的电力下进行。这些项目让我们坚信，绿色能源不仅是减少碳排放的工具，更是守护生命的尊严，提供人道主义支撑的基石。
In Uzbekistan, we brought solar power to refugee communities, powering a humanitarian logistics hub with clean electricity. In Pakistan, the solarization of hospitals has ensured that newborns enter the world under stable lighting and vaccines remain safely refrigerated. These initiatives reaffirm our belief that green energy is not merely a tool for reducing emissions. It is a foundation for safeguarding human dignity and delivering humanitarian support.
立足当下，我们将合作的重点投向巴西这片充满活力与挑战的土地。
Now we turn our focus to Brazil, a land of vitality and challenges.
今天，我们自豪地宣布，隆基与难民署在巴西的合作项目已正式启动。在亚马逊腹地的帕拉州和罗赖马州，我们将为土著难民社区和收容他们的居民捐赠基于隆基领先 BC 技术的高效太阳能设备，为学校、医疗站和社区中心带来稳定可靠的光明。
Today, we proudly announce the official launch of the LONGi UNHCR initiative in Brazil. In the heart of the Amazon, in Para and Roraima, we will donate high-efficiency solar products powered by LONGi's leading BC technology to indigenous refugee communities and their hosts, bringing reliable light to schools, health posts, and community centers.
这意味着孩子们可以在明亮的教室里继续学业，医疗站可以稳定的冷藏药品、实施手术，社区中心将成为凝聚人心、共谋发展的灯塔。我们深信，将最先进的 BC 技术应用于最需要光明的地区，正是科技推动能源公平的最佳选择。这一切不仅仅是基础设施的建设，更是对能源公平最坚实的承诺，不让任何一个人在绿色转型中的道路上掉队。
This means children can continue their studies in well-lit classrooms. Medical facilities can refrigerate medicines and perform surgeries without interruption. Community spaces will become beacons of unity and progress. We are convinced that deploying new BC technology where light is most needed is how innovation truly drives energy equity. This is not just about building infrastructure. It is a firm commitment to ensuring no one is left behind in the green transition.
展望未来，
Our ambitions do not end here.
巴西项目是一个新的起点，而非终点。我们期待与难民署的合作模式能够成为全球范例，激励更多企业加入这场意义深远的行动。我们坚信，能源公平是实现真正气候正义的基石。它关乎的不仅仅是能源本身，更是全人类在气候危机下的安全、尊严与可持续发展的根本权利。
The Brazil initiative is a beginning, not an endpoint. We aspire for the LONGi UNHCR model to become a global example, inspiring more enterprises to join this meaningful movement. We firmly believe that energy equity is the cornerstone of meaningful climate justice. It is not just about energy itself, but about the safety, dignity, and sustainable development of all people in a climate-disrupted world.
前方的道路依然漫长，但我们充满信心，因为我们看到，在乌兹别克斯坦的田野间，在巴基斯坦的医院里，在巴西亚马逊的社区中，阳光所致，希望正在生根发芽。
The road ahead is long, but we're confident. From the fields of Uzbekistan to the hospitals of Pakistan to the communities of the Brazilian Amazon, where sunlight touches, a home rises.
让我们继续携手，用科技的力量，将阳光转化为驱动世界前行的能量，用合作的精神，为每一个漂泊者筑起可以依靠的家园。
Let us continue to work hand in hand, harnessing the power of technology to turn sunlight into energy that drives the world forward.
Thank you.
Let us unite in a partnership to build a place of belonging for every displaced person. Thank you.
OK。可以了啊。
There's a PowerPoint. Yes, so let's explore a little bit more about the climate crisis and the energy emergency. So the PowerPoint, please. So when we talk about climate crisis, we often think about emissions and the rise of temperatures. But it's the core also to also consider the rise of inequitability. Today, more than 170 million people still live without energy. And those who contribute the least to global emissions are often the ones most exposed to climate impacts. Energy access is not just about powering lights, but it's about dignity, education, health services, and the possibility of a better future. This is why addressing climate change and addressing energy poverty must happen together. This is an inseparable challenge. But why Brazil? Why now? Brazil plays an important humanitarian role in the region, with almost 100,000 refugees and asylum seekers, many living in the Amazon. Sorry about that. So, why Brazil? Brazil plays an important humanitarian role in the region, with almost 100,000 refugees and asylum seekers, many living in the Amazon. And energy access becomes a critical factor for stability and resilience. There are no more urgent place to expand the partnership than Belém, the first Amazonian city where the host of UN climate change happens. COP30 is not just about an event, but it's a call to action. Brazil sits in the center of a global climate attention, and initiates here are the stone of climate justice. Two core goals. The partnership between LONGi and UNHCR stands in two objectives. First, delivering reliable green electricity to vulnerable communities. Locations that provide education and health support to local communities, such as public schools and healthcare centers, were selected not only for their technical viability, but for their social importance, for providing support to the communities. Second, building criteria of resistance. Solar energy is not only beginning, but the anchor for a broader adaptation efforts, so community can without withdraw and recover from climate impacts. So we are looking for a new chapter in the Amazon. This year, we took an important step with UNHCR, bringing clean energy to communities here in Brazil, in Pará, in the Amazon region, which is very important for its global climate regulator, but also it's the home for people who lives. It's the home for people who lives are already shaped by climate change. Our joint responsibility is to ensure that transition is just and inclusive. Location for delivering this project include green energy were selected among those who provide education, health to support communities. This is very important for social justice, providing for the communities and the support. But we are going beyond humanitarian response. We hope to contribute to building long-term capacity. And for that, university plays a central role on the partnership. Universidade Federal do Pará, known as UFPA, is one of the Brazil's largest public university and is a key partner for UNHCR in supporting refugees through teaching, research, and integration programs. By solarizing some installations of UFPA, LONGi is strengthening the university ability to lead the climate crisis and turn it to climate action and train the next generation of leaders in the Amazon. But again, solarization is not the end. It's the foundation for a fair energy transition. Together, we are strengthening our local capacity to provide waste solutions, rainwater harvesting, and sustainable agriculture, helping communities to confront climate impacts with dignity. We are contributing so UNHCR can continue to ensure refugee needs and make sure that this is also reflected in the Brazil National Climate Plan. To become a true resilience requires policy inclusion, not just infrastructure. And importantly, clean energy creates light greenhouses. Maintenance, operation, and community-led projects are translated into new economy opportunities. But our partnership is not only limited to Brazil. Our works together go beyond. In Uzbekistan, solarization transforms emergency stockpile hub in reducing costs, improving reliability, and reinforcing the humanitarian supply chain. In Pakistan, our financial support strengthens educational programs for refugees and host communities. And this year, we are powering 3 hospitals entirely with solar energy. And also in Cameroon, the solarization of the Douala warehouse will enhance UNHCR capacity to serve displaced population across the region. These are some projects that reflect the consistency message. Clean energy strengthens humanitarian response everywhere. Thank you very much. Sorry. I forgot sometimes that I'm the host. So thank you again for your attention. And I would like to call on stage Mr. Andrew Hopper, Chief Special Advisor on Climate Action for the UNHCR. Please, Mr. Andrew.
Thank you, Jonathan. And most importantly, thank you, LONGi. I had a meeting this. Are we doing interpretation? Okay, maybe not. I had a meeting with Mr. Lee this morning where we emphasized just how important this partnership is. And I think from what we just discussed, some of the key elements is that it should set a precedent for others to join. Not only do we wish to reinforce and extend our partnership with LONGi, which we fully appreciate, but we'd also like to use this as a best practice. How can other companies who are involved in the green transition and looking at support for the most vulnerable communities, how can they also join UNHCR? So we don't only value you as a very close partner, we value you as a leader, not only in renewable energy, but as a leader for the private sector on addressing social responsibility. So heartfelt thanks in that regards. I think also the most important point that was being made from the previous speakers was not just how energy is established, but what energy means. Energy means dignity. And you can provide humanitarian support, you can provide tents, you can provide water, but if people do not have dignity, then they don't have a sense of a future. And so what you are doing is providing healthcare, you're providing education, but most importantly, you're providing a sense of a future for populations that, let's face it, have been disregarded by the international community. I'll go to my speech now. It's obviously an honor to join you today on behalf of UNHCR. As was mentioned 1 year ago at COP29, we stood together with LONGi to affirm our commitments and to ensure that there was a future where sustainable energy is a reality for all, especially for those most vulnerable. Today here at Belém, we are not just continuing that journey, we are accelerating it. And I think this is a key element. The needs are growing astronomically, and we just cannot accept or stand by the progress that has been achieved in the past. We now have to continue and reinforce that. UNHCR works at the critical intersection of humanitarian action and human mobility, protecting people forcibly displaced by conflict, persecution, and human rights violations. According to our latest figures, the global number of forcibly displaced people has risen to about 120 million, though still at historical high levels. This is a sign that solutions are possible, But let us be clear, these solutions are fragile. This decline in numbers, because we've had some returns to Syria and Ukraine, is driven by returns, many undertaken under duress to situations of chaos and uncertainty. Without sustained support, these gains can quickly unravel. It is precisely at this nexus of emerging hope and profound vulnerability that our partnership with LONGi proves its worth. UNHCR's latest climate analysis reaches a stark conclusion. Displaced and stateless communities are among those most exposed to climate shocks. In the places they flee from, the places they flee to, and the places where they hope to rebuild. There is no escape from the climate crisis for the displaced. This reality ties our mandate to protect, assist, and find solutions directly to climate action. We cannot ensure safety without building resilience. We cannot offer solutions without sustainable energy. That is why, since 2023, we've joined forces with LONGi in a holistic partnership, one that moves beyond traditional models to blend financial support, technological expertise, and a shared commitment to a greener, more inclusive future. And the results are already tangible. We've mentioned and we've seen already the results in Uzbekistan, in Pakistan, and we're looking to see how we can engage even further in Brazil. The new initiative, which was outlined before, embodies the spirit of COP30. It will bring clean energy to Indigenous refugee communities and their hosts, solarising schools, health posts, and community centres. It integrates capacity building and policy advocacy, ensuring that displaced people are included in Brazil's national climate strategies. This is more than a project, it's a statement that sustainability and inclusion must go hand in hand. The journey we have begun with LONGi shows what is possible. To truly appreciate the impact, from the sun-drenched fields of Uzbekistan to the hospitals of Pakistan, and now to the communities of the Amazon, we want to leave you with a final powerful testament. As we look beyond our current partnership, our ambition only grows, fueled by the results we have seen together. We hope to build on this strong foundation and continue this journey together in the years ahead. We envisage a future where climate resilience is woven into the very fabric of protection for all those who are displaced. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take the moment to witness the journey through a short video. Together, inshallah. Hopefully we'll see the video. Together, we are not just powering grids, we're energising hope. We're not just building projects, we're building a future where no one is left behind. Thank you. Do we have a video? Otherwise, I'll keep talking. While we're waiting, is it going to work? Here we go. See?
In a world facing both climate and forced displacement crises, energy is more than a resource. It's a lifeline. It powers safety, dignity, and opportunity. That's why UNHCR and LONGi have partnered to bring renewable energy to communities forced to flee and to those who host them. It began in Termez, Uzbekistan, where a 700 kilowatt solar station now powers the humanitarian logistics hub. cutting emissions and operating costs while ensuring emergency assistance reaches 1 million people it serves when they need it most. A symbol of what's possible when innovation meets compassion. In Pakistan, the partnership grew. LONGi's solar solutions are now powering 3 health facilities that serve refugees and local communities alike. Every year, 870 tons of CO2 and around $500,000 in energy costs will be saved, helping families breathe easier and reducing pressure on local infrastructure. And now, in Brazil, a new chapter. Solar panels will support forcibly displaced people for a green transition, a model for how humanitarian response can drive climate action and solutions that foster education, ensuring traditional knowledge is preserved and further developed in the Amazon region. Next, in Cameroon, we are solarizing the Douala Emergency Stockpile, one of UNHCR's key regional logistics hubs. By solarizing its operations, UNHCR and LONGi are ensuring critical relief supplies can be stored and dispatched efficiently, with lower emissions and greater resilience, a further step toward a cleaner and more reliable humanitarian supply chain. Together, UNHCR and LONGi are proving that the private sector and humanitarian organizations can lead change, turning climate solutions into human solutions. Because when we power communities and critical facilities with clean energy, we power hope for people, for planet, for all.
So thank you, everyone. Now, as a personal note, what I've learned so far is that nothing can be done without cooperation and collaboration. So this is a way that we can provide hope is only by acting together. And I think this is what moves our society as humans to move forward. So by doing that, I hope that more people join the causes and we can move for a better planet. Thank you very much. Yes, so the join for a joint picture.